Assalamualaikum students, this is your Miss Sadia from Chemistry Department. Welcome to my channel Evo Chemistry. And our topic, what we are going to discuss today, we are going to discuss about electronic configuration of first 20 elements. Yes students, today we are going to discuss electronic configuration. So let's start. Now, sodium. The symbol for sodium is Na. First letter is capital and the second one is small and with atomic number 11 and it has the mass number 23. So we get the following information for sodium. Yes, atomic number of sodium is 11. Yes, here it is written 11, and if atomic number is 11, so it means number of protons in sodium are also 11 and number of electrons in sodium are also 11. And what is the mass number? Here you can see this is the 23, that shows the mass number in sodium is 23. And now what is the number of neutrons? How many number of neutrons? Very easy, we subtract the 11 from the 23, we get the value 12. So it shows that sodium has 11 protons, 11 electrons and 12 neutrons. Understood? Now what is the electronic configuration of sodium? Electronic configuration of sodium is like this: 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. As sodium has the atomic number 11, so it has 11 electrons. Out of these 11 electrons, 2 electrons will go into the 1s subshell and 2 electrons will go into the 2s subshell and 6 electrons will go into the 2p subshell and rest of 1 electron will go into the 3s subshell. Why? Because p electron can accommodate only the 6 electrons. It cannot accommodate more than 6 electrons. So once p subshell has completely filled, so additional electron will fill into the 3s subshell. So that's why electronic configuration of sodium is like this: 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s1. Here you can see that here it is 1, that shows it is a K shell configuration. Here these two shows that it is the L shell configuration, and these three that's the M shell configuration. So we can say that valence shell is M because it is the last shell and its configuration is start from the K shell but it ends at the M shell. So that is the last shell or valence shell, that is the M shell. So, and here you can see that configuration of M shell is 3s1. So we can say valence shell electronic configuration of sodium is 3s1. Understood? Now, magnesium. Symbol for magnesium is Mg. First letter is capital and the second is small with atomic number 12 and it has the mass number 24. Students, following information we get for magnesium: atomic number of magnesium is 12 and number of protons in magnesium are also 12 and number of electrons in magnesium are also 12, and mass number, what is the mass number? Here you can say it is a 24, that shows the mass number. And number of neutrons, how many number of neutrons? When we subtract 12 from the 24, we get the 12 value, that shows the number of neutrons. So in this way we can say that magnesium has 12 protons, 12 electrons and 12 neutrons. Understood? Now, electronic configuration of magnesium. What would be the electronic configuration of magnesium? Let's see. Electronic configuration of magnesium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s2. As magnesium has 12 atomic number, so it has 12 electrons. Out of these 12 electrons, 2 electrons will go into the 1s subshell and 2 electrons will go into the 2s subshell and 6 electrons will go into the 2p subshell and rest of 2 electrons will fill in the 3s subshell. So electronic configuration of magnesium is like this. And the second thing is that these coefficient values tells us the value of N, and what is the value of N? It tells us the shell number. Here it is 1, that shows it is the first shell, that is K. These are the 2, that shows it is the second one shell, that is the L shell, and here it is 3, that shows it is the third one shell, that is the M shell. So students, The configuration of K shell is 1s2, configuration of L shell is 2s2 2p6, and configuration of M shell is 3s2. So we can say that valence shell is M. Why valence shell is M? Because it is the last shell, and you can see its configuration starts from the K shell but it ends at the M shell. So we can say that valence shell or last shell of magnesium is M. So on the basis of this, we can say that the configuration of M shell is 3s2. So we can say valence shell electronic configuration of magnesium is 3s2. Understood? Now our next element is aluminum. What is the symbol for aluminum? Yes, symbol for aluminum is Al. First letter is capital and the second one is small with atomic number 13, and it has the mass number 27. Following information we get for aluminum atom. Atomic number of aluminum is 13. Here you can see that it is 13. That shows the atomic number of aluminum. And you know, atomic number tells us the number of protons. So number of protons in aluminum also 13. If number of protons are 13, so it must contain the number of electrons also 13. And what is the mass number? Yes, here you can see mass number of aluminum is mentioned 27. So mass number of aluminum is 27. And how do we get the number of neutrons? Yes, when we subtract 13 from the 27, we get the 14 value. So it means that aluminum has 13 protons, 13 electrons and 14 neutrons. Understood? Now, electronic configuration of aluminum. What would be the electronic configuration of aluminum? Let's see. Electronic configuration of aluminum is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p1. As aluminum has the atomic number 13, so it has 13 electrons. So out of these 13 electrons, 2 electrons will go into the 1s subshell, and 2 electrons will go into the 2s subshell, and 6 electrons will go into the 2p subshell, and 2 electrons will go into the 3s subshell, and 1 electron will go into the 3p subshell, because s subshell cannot accommodate more than 2 electrons. After 3s subshell has completely filled, then 3p subshell begins to fill. So that's why its configuration is like this: 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p1. As you can see, it is 1 that shows it is a K shell, it is 2 that shows it is the L shell configuration, and it is the 3, it means it is the third shell, that is the M shell configuration. So we can say that valence shell is M. Why valence shell is M? Because it is a last shell and its configuration ends at M shell. So it is a last shell or valence shell for aluminum. And you know what is the configuration of M shell? 3s2, 3p1. What is the configuration in M shell? 3s2, 3p1. So we can say that valence shell electronic configuration of aluminum is 3s2, 3p1. Understood? Now next, silicon. Now symbol for silicon is Si. First letter is capital and the second one is small with atomic number 14, and it has the mass number 28. And the following information we get for silicon: atomic number of silicon is 14. Here you can see this is the atomic number, and number of protons are also 14, and number of electrons are also 14. And what is the mass number? Here you can see this is the 28, that tells the mass number. So mass number of silicon is 28. And number of neutrons, when we subtract 14 from 28, we get the 14 value. That shows that number of neutrons in silicon are 14. So students, number of protons in silicon are 14, number of electrons in silicon are also 14, and number of neutrons in silicon are also 14. Understood? Now, electronic configuration of silicon. What would be the electronic configuration of silicon? Let's see. Electronic configuration of silicon is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p2. As silicon has the atomic number 14, so it has 14 electrons. Out of these 14 electrons, 2 electrons will go into the 1s subshell, and 2 electrons will go into the higher energy subshell, that is 2s subshell, and the 6 electron will go into the 2p subshell, and the 2 electron will go into the 3s subshell, and rest of electron will fill into the 3p subshell. Understood? Now student, this is the electronic configuration of silicon, and here it is the one that shows it is the first shell, K shell. Here they are the 2 that shows it is the second shell configuration, and this 3 that it is the third shell, that is the M shell configuration. So on the basis of this, we can say valence shell is M. Yes, what is the valence shell? Valence shell means the last shell. Here you can say that electronic configuration of silicon is start from the K shell but it ends at the M shell, and that is the last shell configuration, and it is the last shell, so we can say that valence shell is M. So on the basis of this we can say that valence shell electronic configuration of silicon is 3s2 3p2. Here it is the valence shell, that is the M shell, and the configuration on the M shell is 3s2 3p2. So students, on the basis of this we get the valence shell configuration 3s2 3p2. Understood? Now next, phosphorus. Now symbol for phosphorus says P with atomic number 15 and mass number 31. So following information we get for phosphorus, atomic number of phosphorus is 15. Here you can say it is 15, that shows the atomic number. Now if atomic number is 15, and you know atomic number is basically tells us the number of protons, so number of protons are also 15. Phosphorus contains 15 protons, and if number of protons are 15, that shows that number of electrons are also 15. And what is the mass number? Yes, you can see mass number of phosphorus is 31. And what is the value of number of neutrons? Yes, number of neutrons in phosphorus are 16. When we subtract 15 from the 31, we get the 16 value. So it shows that phosphorus has 15 protons, 15 electrons and 16 neutrons. Understood? Now electronic configuration of phosphorus. What would be the electronic configuration of phosphorus? Let's see. Electronic configuration of phosphorus: 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p3. Phosphorus has the atomic number 15, so it has 15 electrons. Out of these 15 electrons, 2 electrons will go into the 1s subshell and 2 electrons will go into the 2s subshell, because s subshell cannot accommodate more than 2 electrons. So rest of electron will go into the higher energy subshell, that is the 2p subshell, but p subshell can accommodate only 6 electrons. So once p subshell has filled, the other electrons will go into the higher energy subshell, that is the 3s subshell. Same, s subshell cannot accommodate more than 2 electrons, so rest of electron will go into the higher energy subshell, that is the 3p subshell. So this is the electronic configuration of phosphorus. Yes students, here you can see that there it is the 1 that shows it is the K shell configuration, 2 shows that it is the L shell configuration, and 3 that shows that it is the third shell, and third shell is the M shell configuration. So in this way we can say valence shell is M, and you know valence shell means the last shell because its configuration is start from the K shell but it ends at the M shell. So its valence shell is M, and what is the configuration in M shell? 3s2 3p3. So we can say that valence shell electronic configuration of phosphorus is 3s2 3p3. Understood? Now sulfur. Symbol for sulfur is S, capital S, with atomic number 16 and mass number 32. Yes, following information we get for sulfur, atomic number of sulfur is 16. Yes, you can see over here it is the atomic number, and number of protons in sulfur are also 16, and number of electrons in sulfur are also 16. And what is the mass number? Here this power shows, or this superscript value that shows the mass number, that is 32. So sulfur has the mass number 32. And number of neutrons, how do we get? When we subtract the atomic number from the mass number, we get the number of neutrons. So by this way we get the 16 neutrons. So students, sulfur has 16 protons, 16 electrons and 16 neutrons. Now electronic configuration of sulfur. What would be the electronic configuration of sulfur? Let's see. Electronic configuration of sulfur is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p4. As sulfur has the atomic number 16, so it has 16 electrons. And out of these 16 electrons, 2 electrons will go into the 1s subshell and 2 electrons will go into the 2s subshell, and 6 electrons will go into the 2p subshell, and 2 electrons will go into the 3s subshell, and rest of electron will go into the 3p subshell. So this is the electronic configuration of sulfur. And the second thing is that here it is the 1 that shows it is the first shell, that is the K shell, and here these 2 tells it is the second shell, and the name of second shell is L shell, and here these are the 3 that shows it is the third third one shell, that is the M shell. So we can say that valence shell is M. Why? Because it is the last shell, and you can see that electronic configuration of sulfur starts from the K shell but it ends at the M shell. So last shell or valence shell for sulfur is M. Now by this way we can say that M shell configuration is 3s2 3p4. So we can say that electronic or valence shell electronic configuration of sulfur is 3s2 3p4. Understood? Now next, chlorine. What is the symbol of chlorine? Yes, Cl. First letter is capital and the second is small with atomic number 17, and it has the mass number 35. So atomic number of chlorine is 17 and mass number is 35. So students, on the basis of this we get the following information about chlorine. Atomic number of chlorine is 17 and number of protons are also 17 because atomic number tells the number of protons, and there is no charge on this chlorine atom. That shows that number of electrons are also 17. And what is the mass number? Here we have already discussed that this value is the mass number and it is the 35. And number of neutrons, how many number of neutrons? Very easy, A minus Z. So we get, when we subtract 17 from the 35, we get the 18 neutrons. So students, chlorine has 17 electrons, 17 protons and 18 neutrons. Understood? Now electronic configuration of chlorine. What would be the electronic configuration of chlorine? Let's see. Electronic configuration of chlorine is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p5. Actually, chlorine has the atomic number 17, so it has 17 electrons. Out of these 17 electrons, 2 electrons will go into the 1s subshell and 2 electrons will go into the 2s subshell, and 6 electrons will go into the 2p subshell, the 2 electrons will go into the 3s subshell, and the 5 electrons will go into the 3p subshell. Here it is 1, that shows it is the K shell configuration. Here these two configurations are of the L shell configuration and these two configurations are of the M shell configuration. So we can say that valence shell is M and the valence shell means last shell, and you can see its configuration is ends at M shell. So we can say that the configuration of M shell is 3s2 3p5. So valence shell electronic configuration of chlorine is 3s2 3p5. Understood? Now argon. Now symbol for argon is Ar. First letter is capital and the second one is small with atomic number 18, and it has the mass number 14. Yes students, following information we get for argon. Yes, atomic number of argon is 18. Here it is 18, and you know atomic number tells the number of protons, so number of protons in argon are also 18 and number of electrons in argon are also 18. And what is the mass number? Here it is already given 40, so mass number of argon is 40. Now number of neutrons, by subtracting the 18 from the 14 we get the 22, so it means argon has 22 neutrons. Argon has 18 protons, 18 electrons and 22 neutrons. Understood? Now electronic configuration of argon. What is the electronic configuration of argon? Let's see. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p6. This is the electronic configuration of argon. Actually argon has the atomic number 18, so it has 18 electrons, and out of these 18 electrons, 2 electrons will into the 1s subshell and 2 electrons will move into the 2s subshell, and 6 electrons will move into the 2p subshell, and the 2 electrons will go into the 3s subshell, and rest of the other 6 electrons will fill into the 3p subshell. So this is the electronic configuration of argon. And here you can say that K shell configuration is 1s2, and these two shells, it is the second one shell, that is L shell, and its configuration is 2s2 2p6, and the M shell and its configuration is 3s2 3p6. So we can say valence shell, that is the last shell, and it has the configuration 3s2 3p6. Understood? So we can say valence shell electronic configuration of argon is 3s2 3p6. Understood? Now potassium. What is the symbol of potassium? Is K, capital K with atomic number 19, and it has the mass number 39. Following information we get for potassium. Atomic number of potassium is 19, so number of protons in potassium are also 19, and number of electrons in potassium are also 19, and the mass number 39. Here you can see that mass number of potassium is 39, and number of neutrons, when we subtract 19 from the 39 we get the 20. So it means that potassium has 19 protons, 19 electrons and 20 neutrons. Understood? Now electronic configuration of potassium. What would be the electronic configuration of potassium? Let's see. Electronic configuration of potassium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6 and 4s1. Actually potassium has 19 atomic number, so it has 19 electrons, and out of these 19 electrons, 2 electrons will move into the 1s subshell, and 2 electrons will go into the 2s subshell, and 6 electrons will move into the 2p subshell, and 2 electrons will move into the 3s subshell, and 6 electrons will move into the 3p subshell. The rest of 1 electron will move into the 4s subshell. Because p subshell cannot accommodate more than 6 electrons. When 3p subshell has completely filled, then additional electron will fill into the 4s subshell. So that's why electronic configuration of potassium is like this. Here you can see that here it is 1, that shows it is the K shell, and here it is the L shell, that shows it is the second one shell, and its configuration is 2s2 2p6, and the configuration of N shell is 3s2 3p6, and the configuration for N shell is 4s1. Now we can say that valence shell is N shell. Why? Because it is the last shell. You can see that its configuration starts from the K shell, but its configuration ends at the N shell. So that's why what is the valence or the last shell for potassium? Yes, N shell. And here you can see that the configuration of N shell is 4s1. Here you can see that configuration of N shell is 4s1. So we can see that valence shell electronic configuration of potassium is 4s1. Now next is calcium. What is the symbol for calcium? Yes, Ca. First letter is capital and the second is small with atomic number 20, and it has the mass number 40. And this information we get from the calcium. Yes, atomic number of calcium is 20. And atomic number tells the number of protons. So number of protons in calcium are also 20, and number of electrons are also 20, because there is no charge on the calcium, that shows that it contains the opposite but equal number of positive and negative charges. And the mass number, what is the mass number? Here it is 40, that shows the mass number, that is 40. And now number of neutrons. How do we get the number of neutrons? Very simple. When we subtract the atomic number from the mass number, we get the number of neutrons, and we get the 20 neutrons. Calcium has 20 protons, 20 electrons and 20 neutrons. Understood? Now electronic configuration of calcium. What would be the electronic configuration of calcium? Let's see. Yes, its configuration is like this: 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6 and 4s2. As calcium has atomic number 20, so it has 20 electrons, and out of these 20 electrons, 2 electrons will go into the 1s subshell, and the 2 electron will go into the 2s subshell, and the 6 electron will go into the 2p subshell, and the 2 electron will go into the 3s subshell, and the 6 electron will go into the 3p subshell, and rest of 2 electron will go into the 4s subshell. Yes students, you can get the idea that S subshell cannot accommodate more than 2 electrons. You can see that here 1s has the 2 electrons, 2s has the 2 electrons, 3s has the 2 electrons, and 4s has the 2 electrons. So it shows that S subshell cannot accommodate more than 2 electrons. And same in this case P subshell cannot accommodate more than 6 electrons. So students, this is the electronic configuration of calcium. Here we can see valence shell is there. Why valence shell is there? You know, valence shell means last shell. You can see that electronic configuration of calcium, it starts from the K shell but it ends at the N shell. So this is the N shell, this is the last or valence shell. So valence shell or last shell of calcium is N shell. Now what is the configuration of N shell? Yes students, what is the configuration? Yes, you can see that configuration of the N shell or the last shell or the valence shell is 4s2. So we can say that valence shell electronic configuration of calcium is 4s2. It was all about the electronic configuration of first 20 elements. I hope you have understood well, but still you have any question, feel free to ask. Students, electronic configuration is not a rocket science. It is very easy. Just do practice as much as you can. Understood? Now students, at the end I would like to say thank you so much for watching my channel, and don't forget to watch my next video that is very important, that is about the atomic structure of first 20 elements. Till then, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.